Hi there, I'm Laura McHarrie at The Hidden Edge with another tea break tip on how to use business models and tools to help you manage your growing business. You like my mug? I think it's great, don't you? I think Polo should sponsor me. Today we're looking at governance. Every limited company has to have at least one director. A public limited company, PLC, must have at least 2 directors. There are limits on who can be a director, and you cannot be appointed if you have been disqualified by a court from being a director, if you are an undischarged bankrupt, or if you're under the age of 16. The Companies Act 2006 outlines 8 general duties. 1. To act in the company's best interests, taking everything that you think relevant into account. 2. Obey the company's constitution and decisions taken under it. 3. Be honest and remember that the company's property belongs to it and not you or its shareholders. Be diligent, careful and well informed about the company's affairs. If you have any special skills or experience, then use them. Make sure, number 5, make sure the company keeps records of your decisions. 6. Remember that you remain responsible for the work that you give to others. 7. Avoid situations where your interests conflict with those of the company. When in doubt, disclose potential conflicts quickly. And finally, 8. Seek external advice where necessary, particularly if the company is in financial difficulty. At the heart of everything that boards have to do is looking at your organisation's visions, mission, values and its core business. Without clear guidelines, without clear outcomes, your business as the board director will be much more difficult, and the people that you're working with, the people that you're directing, will be unclear about what it is that they are supposed to achieve. On top of which, you need to consider the legal entity of the business, the memorandum of articles of association or constitution or charter, the board culture, the attitudes, behaviours and the way that the board works. Contracts and agreements, any internal and external, individual and organisational contracts and agreements need to be considered. Standards or quality systems, the industry or government standards or quality systems that may be appropriate to your business industry. Legislation and regulation, local, state, Commonwealth, or in our case, EU, legislations and regulations need to be taken into account. Governance systems, the board's governance quality systems, its processes and its policies and its procedures. The governance is all those activities concerned with the overall direction, effectiveness and accountability of an organisation. It covers all those pestle aspects of business analysis. The 4 facets of governance model considers the nature and extent of engagement by the board. It is not meant to be a static or prescriptive model. It is possible for the body of the board to occupy more than one quadrant at any time. Its focus might shift in relation to the external environment or within its life cycle. This model helps you to think about how your board is operating in relation to its business strategy, staff, funders, customers, and other stakeholders. The tool is based on 4 types of governing behaviour, which are determined by the extent, that's the time and energy, and the nature, the level of strategic focus of engagement. So first of all, stewardship. Stewardship. A board operating in this area sees a need to coordinate work, resources and finances. There will be a focus on compliance, which may create a formal command and control approach. This sort of board will have a strong process and systems, but may be risk adverse. Policy. Boards with this outlook will have a strong focus on demarcation of roles between the directors and the executive. The board's policies will be high level and strategic. The main proponent of this model is an American called John Carver, who has produced a range of resources to support governing bodies to focus on policy matters. Worth having a look. The stakeholder. The emphasis in this quadrant is on involvement, on bringing members, stakeholders and beneficiaries into the governance process. At its best, this form of governance is democratic, open, accountable and responsive. At its worst, it can be unwieldy, slow to make decisions and unable to act. Partnership. This approach minimises the delineation between board and members and the executive. The emphasis is on group working and ensuring added value from the governing body. This can build strong relationships and maximise skills and experience, but it can also be a demanding way of working for everyone involved. Consider the life cycle of the business and which facets of governance might be most appropriate for you. Talk to others or observe other boards to understand the differences between the behaviours of the four quadrants. Talk openly with your board members about the strengths and weaknesses of their engagement with the business. This is a useful model to bring the conversation up. If there are conflicting positions within a board, consider whether those involved are speaking from different positions of engagement. And when determining the future direction of the business, consider whether any forthcoming changes might require a different style of governance. So there you have a simple explanation of how governance might work for you. Have a go. You can request the templates from the Hidden Edge website. Do share your stories there too. I'm building a portfolio of small business case studies and would love to include some examples of what's worked well for you in the past. So that's it from me. Finish my tea off. Until next time.